God proclaims today that my love is an infinite abundance bestowed upon you. Indeed, it is accurate that you experience failure, stumble, and occasionally bring discredit to my objectives. I anticipate your success in my kingdom, not your failure. I derive no satisfaction from subjecting you to censure or humiliation. I reject both shame and guilt. When shame and guilt are directed at you, even by the illegitimate authority of religious ideologies, understand that I support you. I serve as your rear guard and precede you in all matters. What is the significance of receiving criticism? What does it matter if they are fasting and praying for your downfall? If I support you, the opposition is irrelevant. Therefore, be calm and divert your attention from the actions of others that may hinder your objectives. Your prosperity is dictated by my will, not by human agency. No individual shall prevail against you throughout your lifetime. Do not allow distractions or discouragement from people who refute your testimony, for they also disparaged me during my time on earth. Rehearsing the complaints of individuals who perceive no positivity unless it benefits them is futile. They are misguided leaders of the uninformed, whose strategies and perspectives fluctuate unpredictably. You will be founded. You will remain when all those who slander, disparage, and undermine you are but a distant recollection. Jesus Christ proclaims today that he is a fire from his loins upward and from his loins downward. My hands are ablaze, and my feet resemble polished metal, forged in the furnace. A blade emerges from my mouth, ignited by my might. My eyes resemble fiery coals that emit destructive bolts toward the adversary. Allow this mindset and this image to represent not only your perception of my identity but also recognize that this is how the adversary perceives you. Are you aware that when the adversary gazes at you, he perceives me returning his gaze? He cannot discern the distinction until you articulate. Allow my confidence to serve as your confidence today. Allow my promise to be your expectation. Exhibit courage and allow my authority to infuse your every utterance with power and assertion. The Father proclaims, I am with you. Allow my thoughts to permeate you entirely today, eradicating all weakness and doubt, so that your words and actions may possess the efficacy of my own. Jesus Christ asserts today that certain individuals in your life require repentance. Their decisions are detrimental, and their future, although uncertain, is grim. In their misfortune, they will lament, why has God inflicted this upon me? Your response should be, this is not God's will, for he sent his Son to grant you life and life in abundance. The Father asserts that time has not yet expired. I will deliver them before their entrapment by the adversary. Address them directly. Challenge them with my grace and present them with my benevolence. It is my goodness that compels men to repent, as the Father has stated, consistent with my word. Religious ideologies intimidate offenders with condemnation, leading them to ridicule and further entrench themselves in wrongdoing. It is my benevolence and my compassion that transform the hearts of individuals. Do you desire for men to atone? Do you desire to witness the transformation of those who hinder their happiness? Extend your affection towards them unconditionally and without any expectations. My affection for you will inspire transformation and deprive Satan of the devastation he seeks to inflict upon them. Act as a conduit of my unwavering love and my daily replenished mercy, and you will witness the transformation you have desired and prayed for, even in the most obstinate and immoral individuals in your vicinity. God declares that there shall be no further postponements or delays today. I am currently providing you with joy. When the angels designated to you observe your countenance today, they will remark that your grin resembles that of your Father. Maintain buoyancy. Maintain concentration. Focus on my benevolence, my authority, and my benevolence. Never permit exceptions for the absence of happiness. Joy constitutes my identity and character. Joy is your legacy and your share. Accept my joy. Embrace the stigma of joy, as others may perceive your exuberance as indicative of immaturity. Those who hold such beliefs are entirely unaware of their ignorance regarding my priorities in their lives. Experience joy. He that sits in the skies shall laugh. Laughter is your initial response and just deflates the enemy. The opponent believes he has you on the ropes and you are about defeated, and then you smile, wink, and chuckle and say, "Is that all you've got, devil?" That is the warrior spirit, says the Father. That is the arrogance of a treasured son, beloved. You are favored and you are my entitled one. Step into the conflict today and extract victory from defeat and joy from heaviness, and I will give you beauty for ashes in an unprecedented way. God says today, I am building my headship within you. Come up higher, says the Father. You have looked at what men have done around you and set your goals based on the accomplishments of mere men. Set your sights higher. Set your expectations higher. Remember the mandate of Scripture, looking unto Jesus. I am the author and the finisher. I am authoring my newness in you and finishing off the enemy who has presumptuously transgressed your borders. I said I am about to finish the enemy off and give you a whole new understanding of the fullness of my Spirit on the inside of you. My glory is a covering glory upon you today. The still small voice is about to become a trumpet of jubilee within you. I am declaring on your mountain my blessing and my call to war. Shoulder your armor and recognize my hand in your situation. The enemy wants you to pay attention to what he is doing, but I say to you, it matters not what the enemy is doing, because I paid the full price for your deliverance and safety. Be secure in my strength today. Let the enemy be the one who gets depressed, tired, and discouraged because you just won't give in to his lies. God says today, have an appetite for the impossible. Be ravenous for the challenge of seeking the impossible, unlikely, startling impossibilities that will become your reality in me. Refuse to allow your walk with me to become dull by continually taking the easy option. Be as Caleb of old, whose heart panted for the noble fight of faith. There is only one decent fight, says the Father, and that is the fight you win. If you will merely shake off the bonds of concession and compromise, I will redirect your path into more than you can ever ask or think to reign. This is your time. This is your day. Eliminate those feeble and vague prayers and strategies. Exert discipline upon yourself and recognize your entitlement as a progeny of the Most High and a warrior in my realm. Before the video continues, I request you to help by super thanks for my financial help. Do you yearn for righteousness? Does your heart yearn to witness your prayers manifest visibly? Are you prepared to achieve advancements in my kingdom that will challenge every religious belief in your life? They devise intricate and elaborate falsehoods to justify their impotence. I will dismantle their fabrications and position you among them as a dynamic and triumphant warrior, one who possesses the audacity to seize the spoils from the adversary and salvage souls deemed irretrievable by others. The Father commands you to advance. This is your moment of rejuvenation and triumph. Angels proclaim that there is no more pleasurable experience for me than to accompany you today. You are residing under my benevolence and my grace today. Today, you will navigate your day as the focus of my pleasure, and you will recognize my influence even amidst the challenges that previously led you to ponder, where is God in all this? You are intended to be shaped in the likeness of the sun. Fatalism does not reside in my mind. I possess a mindset oriented towards resurrection and dominion. Align your thoughts with mine, and in times of difficulty, prioritize turning towards me in a loving relationship, directing your focus to me rather than succumbing to the deceptive and persistent strategies of the adversary that seek to divert your gaze from the throne. What is the significance of this? What actions are required of you? These inquiries will invariably guide you to a more profound relationship with me. My unbeaten status implies your undefeated status. I occupy the position at the right hand of majesty. Consequently, you also occupy the position at the right hand of majesty. You are not simply a visitor, this is your domain. You are my beloved, and I therefore designate you as the enthroned on this day. Disregard the limited human perspective and remain undeterred. Refrain from succumbing to distractions. In times of pressure, intensify your resolve to prioritize the kingdom and observe the outcome. All things will be bestowed upon you, and the challenges and adversaries will be eradicated from your life by a deluge of my favor, grace, and power. Today, God urges you to synchronize the cerebral activity in your mind with the flow of my ideas currently permeating your heart. You are aware that there is no need for concern. My supremacy is manifesting in your life to cultivate maturity, triumph, joy, and resilience in your daily existence. Consider it a learning opportunity. In times when people express discontent and grumble, choose to enter the sacred space of my presence. Observe from that secure vantage point what I will do to ensure your experience is of the highest quality. No further concessions. No longer suppress your melody throughout the nocturnal hours. Permit my song to endure in your life and resist the adversarial forces that seek to undermine you. You are a victor. You are an overcomer. You are not a victim, you are a victor. You are not obligated to confront the adversary, rather, you have the opportunity to engage with the adversary. The enemy's defeat is unequivocal. The sole inquiry is whether you will get the opportunity to confront him before he is ultimately removed, battered and bleeding, from the battleground. Proceed now without permitting intimidation or fear to deprive you of this unique opportunity to assert dominance over your adversary and proclaim the supremacy of the cross and the manifestation of the throne in your life. Angels advise that you should not evade the catastrophe confronting you today. A crisis results in advancement and elevation. The challenges and adversities that threaten to undermine you are, in reality, empowering you to overcome every obstacle and achieve your destined goal via my strength. Your current challenge and crisis draw my power and strength to you. My grace and power are adequate for you and are perfected within you, even during the most intense pressures. Do not permit your current circumstances to hinder your faith. All circumstances, including the adversary's schemes and tactics, are culminating in the revelation of my majesty and magnificence in your life. This is the convergence of my sovereignty and providence in a synthesis of innovation. You will not have the opportunity to feel terrified by the adversary. Instead, be captivated by the magnificence and enigma of my impending breakthrough, which will secure for you an unassailable victory. Today, God proclaims that you shall be referred to as the comeback kid. Some have dismissed you, while others have trivialized your achievements. Your heart possesses immense passion, and you have grappled with the question, will my vision ever be regarded with seriousness? The vision is not your vision, it is mine, declares the Father. I have assumed control of the vision and the essence, your essence that encompasses it. The vision will materialize and take form. You shall not be denied, you will witness the labor of your soul and find satisfaction. The Father asserts that resilience is an art form in a warrior's life. When you are defeated, get up and remain undeterred by apparent setbacks. I am a deity who does not accept refusal, and I urge you to likewise reject denial. Do not surrender to the adversary. No concessions. No capitulation. This is the culmination of your deepest aspirations and the realization of your greatest dreams. Advance resolutely towards the profound depths and elevated heights where your aspirations are effortlessly realized, and my purpose is unequivocally affirmed on your behalf. Before the video ends, I just want you to share this video with your friends and family. Today, God urges you to take pride in your struggles and challenges. Understand that the satisfaction derived from reveling in vulnerability pertains to the inevitable triumph that will ensue. Every experience and event in your life inevitably culminates in my grandeur. You lack the time to feel intimidated, as you are engrossed in the expectation and interest regarding how I would demonstrate my lordship in the situation. The tribulations of the present are insignificant when juxtaposed with the forthcoming glory. The splendor that ensues is immediate glory, not deferred glory. Are you able to accept now as a response? My only offering is the present now, which is entirely within your now. The honor that arises throughout criticism and attack is due to my spirit and my power that resides within you. Therefore, seek not sympathy, but rather my majesty. Deplete the adversary with your vitality. Exhaust the adversary by maintaining greater stamina, grounded in the understanding and certainty that my mercies are replenished each morning. The Father asserts that a crisis is not a crisis. You are not being robbed, you are being robbed in my magnificence. You will not be victimized. At your darkest hour, you will discover the inherent strength I have instilled in you as a fundamental response of a warrior to every challenge. This represents the maturity of the saints. The world descends into cynicism and despair. Nevertheless, as a member of my kingdom, you evolve by embracing joy and simplicity, and celebrating every triumph extracted from the clutches of defeat and suffering. God asserts today that your strength in me emanates from an internal reservoir rather than an external manifestation. I have created inside you a sanctuary of quiet and tranquility that serves as the wellspring of your inner strength and empowerment. Address the adversary from that location. Concentrate on the veracity of the adversary's defeat, despite the tangible pressure he seeks to exert upon you in the situation. Recognize the crises as external factors that cannot diminish the quality of the divine life within you. Crises are a customary occurrence cherished on the journey to your destiny. The day has arrived when a crisis is no longer something you will endeavor to evade. You will confront the difficulties instead of evading them, just as I faced the storm and calmly declared, "Be still." When I calmed the tempest, I merely harnessed the tranquility within myself and projected it as a standard of anticipation onto the turbulent winds and waves assailing the vessel. The disciples remained oblivious despite my prolonged companionship with them. They perceived my strength as externally derived. My influence over you is not an external manifestation but an inward liberation. Therefore, dear, commence the process of identifying inside yourself every circumstance for which you are imploring me to materialize outside. You will recognize that much of what you seek resides inside you, awaiting expression through your spoken words and the power of my sacrificed blood. God advises against looking back now. Do not focus on what lies behind you. Instead, direct your attention to what is ahead. Forgive, liberate, bestow, advance. First, forgive yourself, as you cannot provide forgiveness to others until you absolve yourself and refrain from self-recrimination for actions you might have taken differently. Obtain your salvation through faith and resolve to sin no more. I bear no anger against you, nor do I hold you accountable for previous actions. My mercies are replenished each morning, therefore, accept my mercy. Do not berate yourself for personal humiliations and failures. This is the rationale for requiring a Savior. This is the reason I reside within you, to intercede on your behalf before my Father. Observe and exist. Turn your gaze towards me. Consider the cost I incurred to alleviate the significant responsibilities and grant you liberation. The Father proclaims that this is a moment of ease and lightness. Embrace your freedom today. God proclaims that this is your moment of indelible significance. Embrace the audacity today, the Father proclaims, to immerse yourself in the entirety of my essence within your existence. You are magnificently and imperfectly created in my likeness to embody my glory. It is time to excel and recognize that I have summoned you to greater pursuits, transcending the earthly constraints and confines surrounding you. You possess unrestricted access. You own unrestricted access to my intellect, my capabilities, and my resources. Do you genuinely believe the adversary can confine you for even a moment? Instruct your intellect to contemplate the thoughts of God. Instruct your vision to perceive what the divine perceives. Instruct your feet to follow where God leads. Instruct your hands, I command you to emulate the actions of God. The Father proclaims, this is your moment. Instruct your mouth to articulate the words of God. My words, when articulated by you, manifest as divine influence in your existence and situation. I dwell in the attentiveness of your words. They are the key to transitioning from mere visitation to habitation and possession. The Father declares that all of heaven is endorsing your faith-filled statements today. Advance and claim your territory. God declares today that He is leading you to a new and profound level of closeness with Him. Your closeness to me is the most formidable aspect of you to the adversary of your spirit. The Father designates you as the recipient of His compassion, kindness, and kingdom. I am guiding you beyond the outer precinct of my intentions, for your role is to transcend that of a mere outer court believer. The inner court will not captivate you. I will lead you beyond the torn veil into the realm of the mercy seat, where my glory dwells. Relationships with friends, colleagues, and family should not obstruct your swift journey to the destination I have reserved for you in my glory. Did I not state that I departed to create a place for you? Do not consider the glory realm as a distant goal, for it is a future destination, yet simultaneously an immediate internal reality for you to engage with and experience everything that it offers. All prayers you will ever utter are catalogued in the glory, which resides inside you, poised to materialize as tangible responses in your life. Enter into my realm of splendor, declares the Father. This is your inherent domain as a child of God whom I designate as my beloved. Before the video continues, please like the video, share it with your family and subscribe to the channel and check out the link in the description. Thanks for watching the video.